Okay, this video is for definition of molecule. You are setting up your notebook in your vocabulary section at the back. 4 parts, right? Molecule, definition, example, parts of speech, and other forms. Here's the definition we're going to use. The smallest particle, this should sound familiar from 5th grade, particle, of a substance that has all the physical and chemical properties, that should also sound familiar, of that substance. Okay? So this is the definition you should write. Particle is just a piece of something, right? So it's the smallest piece of a substance. What's a substance? Well, you studied substances in 5th grade with physical and chemical properties of water and other things like that, okay? So examples of molecules. What are examples of molecules? H2O. What's that? Water. Water is the most common molecule we think of. Why is it called H2O? Because it has particles, parts of it, atoms. Two hydrogens and 1 oxygen combined together to make H2O. That's why it's called H2O, or water. What's this one? This is a much more complex one. You actually don't have to draw these. Glucose, sugar. Sound familiar? It's got lots of atoms all connected to it. You don't need to know all of them. Okay? But glucose is another example of a molecule. What's another example? CO2. What's CO2? Carbon dioxide. Sound familiar? It's CO2 because it's 1 atom of carbon and 2 atoms of oxygen. Speaking of oxygen, yeah, it's a molecule. It's a little different in the sense that oxygen is an atom by itself, smaller than molecules. But when they combine together, they make a molecule. 2 oxygen atoms together is what we have O2, and it's the form of oxygen that we are most familiar with. So examples, you do not have to write these complex drawings. These might be interesting. But water, glucose, CO2, and oxygen are just some of the billions of examples of molecules that we have. What part of speech is it? Is a noun, verb, adjective, adverb? Guess. If I have this little pink emoji person here, it is a noun. It can't be it's not, you don't molecule something, it's not as a verb. Some words like reflect could be noun or verb. It's just a noun. Other forms. Here's the Portuguese, molecule. I'm not going to pronounce that correctly. You can correct me. Look, they're very similar. Hopefully that's correct. Somebody come correct me if that's wrong. Google Translate, that's what they told me. Okay, so we have the Portuguese version and the Spanish version. And the plural in English. Just add an S. Molecules. Okay, that's your molecule chart. That's what you should have filled out. Okay, but when we're drawing molecules, go back to this for a second. We aren't here when you get into high school and chemistry. You're going to start to draw them as their chemical made up of atoms and things like that. Right now, you don't have to draw them like that. You're just going to draw them as a circle. Okay, we're going to have some conformity on how we draw things. You're going to draw it as a circle. And then we put them in containers when it's liquids. So this can be a liquid and this can be a liquid. This is showing more molecules than this, but it's a liquid because of the way it's arranged. Remember from 5th grade? If it's a gas, you're going to show it like this, kind of floating all free around. If it's a liquid, it's going to take the shape of its container. So no matter how many it has, it's going to take the shape of its container. A solid is going to be packed together. It's not going to go all the way to the sides, right? It's going to be the shape. If I take a block and put it inside a glass, it doesn't make it change its shape, unlike liquids. So when we show molecules, that's what we're drawing. Okay? And then we have the movement, and I saw some of you did these little lines. We use lines to show movement, from moving from a solid to a liquid to a gas, and how fast they are moving. Okay? That's it. Good luck. Have fun in tasks.